Hello guys, welcome to this video. Today I brought you this Immortal Unkillable build, and this build is a perfect hunter solo build for endgame guys, because you have infinite healing restoration effects, which with infinite radiant effects grants us the additional 25% damage in PvE also. So the best part is that the buff will always be there because our abilities will always be there. The footage I'm showing you here is from the Master Law sector, and I'm minus 28 power level below guys, and look how these ads are trying to kill me and they still can. But yeah, if you go very close to the anti-barrier, they will 100% shed you. But what if you shed them first and not even use any anti-barrier weapon? That's where our radiant effects comes into play, which helps us to stun the anti-barrier champions. And we always have two knives on us, as you can see, because we're using our exotic chest armor Ophiria's Path. And if we strike a single enemy with both of our knives, it will ignite that enemy, which can stun unstoppable champions also, and also give us infinite radiant effects. So let's come to our subclass and what we are using guys. I'll show you. On our super, we are using Blade Barrage. This is for more deeps, much better deeps. So on our abilities, we are using Gambler's Dodge. So whenever we dodge near the nearby enemies, we have our melee fully generated back to us. We are using Triple Jump. We are using Knife Trick. Throw a fan of flaming knives that scorch targets on hit. We are using Healing Grenade in this build guys, and you have to use this. I'll show you why. Let's come to our aspects. We are using On Your Mark. So why I'm using is activate your class ability immediately, grants maximum stacks of On Your Mark, and we will always have On Your Mark X3 also, which will grant us a lot better reload speed and handling, and which is very great. And this build focuses around weapon kills, and that's why this aspect comes in very good. So on our next, we are using Knock Him Down. While radiant, final blows with your equipped throwing knife fully refund your melee energy. So whenever you are radiant, your final blows with your throwing knife fully refund your melee energy. Even like if you have only one charge of your knife and you throw it on the enemy and you kill that enemy, you'll get both your charges back to you fully generated. It will give you both of your charges whenever you kill the enemy, even if you have a single charge of your knife. So let's come to our fragments. We are using Ember of Singeing. Your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. That's how we are getting our class ability very fast. Ember of Ashes. You apply more scorch stacks to targets. We are using Ember of Blistering. Defeating targets with solar ignitions grants grenade energy. Guys, if you have discipline around 100, so I would prefer to use Ember of Mercy instead of Ember of Blistering. You can use Ember of Mercy, but Ember of Blistering will also help because it will grant us grenade energy with a very good amount given to us. On our fourth fragment, we are using Ember of Empyrean. This is very important. Without this build won't be complete for us, because solar weapon or ability final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. As you can see, I'm getting restoration effects extended every time I get a kill from my weapon or ability, and the max you can get is 12 seconds. 12 seconds are enough to kill the another enemy also. So this is very great. You will always have your restoration buffs onto you, and you will be unkillable, immortal. On our last fragment, we are using Ember of Torches. This fragment's powered melee attack against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. So without this fragment, we won't be able to stun the barrier champion without the anti-barrier weapon. So that's why we're using this, and we can stun the anti-barrier with any weapon of choice we use. We can just stun whenever we are radiant, and we will be always radiant because we're using our melee a lot in this build. Before coming into the mods, I'll show you. I'm using Prometheus Lens, which is a very great weapon for this build. It will scorch targets, and scorching already gives us a lot of ability regeneration. So this gun is perfect in this build. We're using Blast Contempt. I'm using it with Reconstruction, Focus Fury. You can also use Paracausal Affinity with Reconstruction. So Yeah, you can also use this machine gun fixed odds, which is a very great weapon for artillery, and you have to use this with incandescent. It will be much better. So yeah, let's come to our mods and what we are using. On a helmet, I'm using one solar siphon, one hands-on, and one heavy ammo finder. You can remove one heavy ammo finder, but whenever I do hard content, I equip heavy ammo finder, and I'm getting heavy drops with this. Some people say it don't work, but for me it's working. So yeah, if you're playing some mid-tier content, use another hands-on, throw it in there. On our gauntlets, we're using Focusing Strike, grants class ability energy when you cause damage with a melee attack. Sometimes you will need it, sometimes you will need your class ability. Like when you don't have your class ability and you throw a knife, it will get your class ability very fast and you can get both charges of your knives back to you when you dodge nearby enemies. We are using Impact Induction, causing damage with a melee attack, reduces your grenade cooldown. We are using Heavy Handed, your powered melee final blows creates overpower. On a chest armor, I'm using one Conclusive Dampener and two Solar Reserves because we're using solar weapons. Now on our leg armor, I'm using two solar weapon surges and one recuperation. You can remove recuperation and throw another solar weapon surge if you are using Ember of Mercy. You know where I told you to swap it. So yeah. On our class item, we are using two bombers and one reaper. So guys, this is the build, and this build will keep us alive in any content as we play it, right? So if you guys found this build helpful and like this video, please help subscribe my channel. I really need it so I can bring you more content consistently, guys. As you already know, I try to focus making builds for endgame as I tried in Master or Legendary Lost Sector, so you guys know that what we are doing here can really be done. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. GG Guardians.